various Vedas, right? So we had discussed in last class regarding various Vedas when we have focused on Rig Ved, which was book for mantra. We have talked about Sam Ved, the book and the chant. We have talked upon Yajur Ved, right? Which again clubs up the various rituals which we follow. And we had talked regarding the Atharva Ved, right? Again, which is the book of spell. So in this different Vedas, please remember the number of hymns or the verses which are there. Okay. And again, what is the meaning of the same thing? Similarly, in the last session, we had discussed regarding the Buddhist education system, how Nalanda and Takshashila were the university of international importance, right? So how they have played an important role, especially very important, please understand the importance of Takshashila University. It was around 600 BC to 500 AD. Again, currently it is situated in Rawalpindi district of Pakistan, right? And few of the things which we need to recall when we are talking upon Takshashila is the minimum entry age was 16 years and there was no exam system, right? Similarly, we had also talked upon Nalanda University, right? And again, it was being demolished and again, it was being renovated in 2010 and Mrs. Sushma Swaraj has inaugurated it. So UNESCO has declared both of them, Nalanda University as well as Takshashila, as World Heritage Site, right? Similarly, we had seen other ancient universities such as Vikramshila, right? So in similar manner, please understand when it was being made, what were the basic functions, right? Were the exams being conducted, which type of whether they were focusing more on anthropology or everything, right? Which area of subjects were they being related to? Similarly, we had talked upon the various institutions which were there pre-independence era, wherein we have talked upon Warren Hastings or 1781, we have talked upon Charter Act, Macaulay Minutes, Wood Dispatch. So here, as we have discussed, please remember this in chronological order, right? So say, for example, Warren Hastings, 1781 was first one, and the last before independence, 1944 was Sargent Report, right? So similarly, what were the various initiatives which were being taken, whether they were focusing on primary education or secondary, English was being promoted as a language. So remember those things. Similarly, we had discussed one more topic regarding the various kinds of universities and committees which were being formulated post-independence. So wherein we had talked upon Radhakrishnan Commission of 1948, 1949. In this, we have to remember who was the chairman of this particular commission, right? So in this case, say for example, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan was chairman. What were the basic recommendations, right? Not very detailed, but at least 4 to 5 we should know what was that area, what they were focusing on, whether it was say for example 5+3+3 rule, which one they had discussed. Similarly, we had talked about Godhari Commission, we had talked regarding university education system, we had talked regarding UGC, right? And today we will continue thereafter, and in last we had talked upon new education policy. So that also we have seen through various phases, from 1968 National Policy for Education to 1986 National Policy Education 1922, and a recent one 2020. So what were the various, dual degree is something which is in limelight. We have talked upon environmental studies, we have talked about Indic knowledge. So please remember this basic understanding regarding the various kinds of which we are discussing, the universities, the recommendation, who was the person. And in this, we would also try to remember few of the years, right, when it was being done, or if we can remember it, a kind of a timeline, it will be helpful as we had discussed. Okay, for today's class, we will start with new topics such as the various kinds of universities in India, right? So if we jot it down, We have central universities, we have state universities, deemed to be university, and private university, right? So when we are talking about central university, again, this is established by an act of parliament. Wherever we will study this word called as the act of parliament, if in exam it comes like whether it is a statutory body, the answer would be yes. Similarly, we have seen this in case of UGC also, right? So central university established by the act of parliament and under the direct purview of Department of Higher Education and Ministry of Education. Currently, at present, we are having approximately 54. Currently, if I take about this data has now been changed to 57 central university as on date. When we are talking, we are having around 57 universities at central level, right? Again, various of the features which we will discuss is conduct their own admission process, can decide their own syllabus, can conduct their own exams and grant degrees to the student. Again, Central University Act of Parliament is something which we'll remember, and the number, that is 57, and again goes into direct supervision of Department of Higher Education and Ministry of Education. Similarly, when we talk upon state universities, it is again established, run and funded by state government, right? Say for example, now here few of the names, especially when you're talking upon your very own state, we have one central university, say for example, so it will be easy for you to remember it. Similarly, when we are talking about state universities, again, Local Legislative Assembly Act, according to UGC, we have a consolidated list. In this also, if we are talking upon, currently the data has now moved to, we have in India total of 499 state universities in the country. This data is as on May 2025, right? So currently we are having 499 state university in the country. Again, they conduct their own admission process. They grant degrees or own exam, and they can decide on the various syllabus. Now again, here BOS and other things are not, but here we can see that this comes directly under Ministry of Education, and here it is controlled and funded, all this aided, non-aided programs, again funded by the state government itself. Next up we have is deemed to be university. In our last session also, we were discussing regarding this deemed to be university, autonomous college. We had discussed regarding St. Xavier's, Narsi Monji College, right? So deemed, when we talk upon this particular word, this has been granted, autonomy granted to a university by Department of Higher Education under Ministry of Education on advice of UGC. Again, they have full independence on deciding the course, the curriculum, the admission, the fees which is being charged. Some deemed university can also get their grants of their own. Again, here, when we talked upon currently, the deemed to be university is 138 in number, right? Own admission process, own syllabus, own exam, may or may not grant degrees to the student, can grant diplomas also, right? Then we have our very own private universities. So private universities are also UGC approved institutes. However, such university do not run on central and state fund. So again, the major difference, these are held by private individual. Again, you may have your directors or VCs. Again, private individual. Here, again, it has been, when we talk about state and central, it is being controlled by, here mostly the central government, here the state government is running, here it is being run by private individuals. They may grant degrees but cannot have off-campus colleges or affiliate can institutional college. Now again, as per UGC guideline, they have many things, such as, we have MET University and all, they have this certain radius 50 kilometers and above, they can have their campus. Again, a lot of approvals are there, right? And they can establish off-center campus within a concerned state after the existence of 5 years and with the prior approval from the UGC. This is all being there in UGC website also. Unlike state and central universities which have chancellor or head, private university are always headed by president or a chairperson. Now again, this may tend to change accordingly. Private universities need to adhere towards the UGC rules and regulation. UGC regulates, sends committees to inspect private universities according to UGC. So as we have our very own NAC, right, national aggregation, similarly here also we UGC, we have a routine check by UGC also, that as per the UGC guideline, the institute is running the various kinds of the data, the state, the admission is proper, the examination process is proper. Similarly, we have inspection timely for from UGC also regarding to inspect the private university. Currently, when we talk, as we say, we are having approximately 508 private universities in the country. Still, I would request from your very end, please check these figures before you sit for the exam. Conduct their own admission procedures. They can decide their own syllabus, conduct their exam, and can grant degrees to the student. Again, when we are talking about private universities or any universities, I guess after NAC A plus accreditation, they are allowed to shift to online platforms also, like, have distance learning that has been allowed other than open universities. Okay, I hope it is clear. This is basic, right? Are we able to get it? Central university, state university, deemed to be university? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Next up, we have is autonomous colleges or institutes. Now, institute and college, is there a difference? Institute, college, university? Anyone? Institute and college, university, do we have any difference?
Sorry, ma'am. Repeat the question.
Is there a difference between institute and college? So that's my question.
Institutes may not have any recognition so far. I think colleges have autonomous bodies, or they are undergoing to other other UGC
Mhm.
guidelines.
Okay. Anyone else? Institute, college, we ideally use this term. That is why just. Anyone else? Institute and college, is there a difference?
Institutes mainly focuses on particular stream of courses, while in colleges there are different departments and different courses are offered.
Perfect. Right? Institute, when we are saying, it can be, again, when we're talking about XYZ Institute for Research, for technical education, or when we're talking about one particular stream also, one field they can focus. Again, when we're talking about colleges, as ma'am rightly said, we may have different branches. I may be running BCom, BBA, MBA, PhD, different courses can be there. Institute, again, maybe forces in one line of maybe technical courses only, when we're talking about, say, for example, animation, VFX and all. So then we use this word called institute more. And college, again, university is more a broader umbrella. Now, again, autonomous institute and colleges exercise independent control on their daily operations, such as syllabus, courses offered, and admission processes. They fall under the administrative control of Department of Higher Education. Again, they need the affiliation for a certain university. These colleges can conduct their admission procedure and exam. However, at the end of the course completion, they cannot issue their own degree or diploma. The final degree is affiliated university, right? Now, say, for example, one particular institute is running, it may come under the state university. It may be approved, granted through that. So they may be getting, अगेन ऑटोनोमस इंस्टीट्यूट के अंडर वो जो भी कॉलेज है, स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी है, मे बी उसके अंडर उनकी डिग्री provide होगी. Conduct their own admission procedure, can decide their own syllabus, conduct their own program, may or not able to grant diploma or degree to the students. Okay. Now here, when we are trying to segregate between deemed to be university, autonomous and private university can decide their own syllabus. Here, more academic freedom is given because, again, according to them, they don't have that tedious process of getting the syllabus getting approved. Here, they can again decide their own syllabus in private, can grant the degree or diploma. Degrees are mostly awarded by affiliated university, except some central state-funded institutes like IIMs and IITs, which have their own degrees. Can grant the diploma or degree to student post approval from the UGC. So private colleges में one thing which time and again you also will hear that, it is not UGC approved or something, which comes into limelight. Again, here, full autonomy and independence is given and deemed to be university. Here, daily operation, admission procedure is everything controlled independently. And private university, anything, again, we have to adhere the admission procedure, the exam pattern, and everything as per UGC, right? Autonomy granted by higher education, MHRD on advice of UGC. Here, the Department of Higher Education, and here UGC approved institute. Now, as of May 2025, the UGC of India recognizes the university under the different categories. Now, these numbers are many a times in past year, if I open the question paper also, these numbers are asked, right? Now, say, for example, Central University, currently we are at 57, right? Now, here also, it may be there when we're talking about state university, 499, deemed to be 138, and private 508. Now, something near figure also. Maybe the exam paper, whenever it is drawn, that time how much is there post to it, there may be one or two more colleges being added. So at least remember this exact term so we can know the nearest or the closest answer possible whenever is the paper being framed, right? So this is a figure of May 2025. Still, I will request you all from your very own end, before you go for the exam, please check the figure, because I guess the exam is in June, right? Exam is in June, right? Yes. So maybe more colleges would be getting the approval. So in that case, it's my humble request, before you go, all this central, state, deemed, and private, please revise whatever is the figure being given. And here we have to remember the exact number of institutions which are there. In past exam, this question has come. Okay. Okay. Next, when we are talking about is professional, technical, and skill development education in India. So here, when we're talking about professional courses, we have various kinds of courses offered, from computer science to business management, MBA, right? Medicine comes, pharmaceutical, accounts, finance. Teaching is a professional service. Academic courses, media, entertainment, law, right? Languages, hotel management, aviation, tourism, right? So this all falls in the category of professional courses. Next up we have is various kinds of regulatory bodies which are granting the establishment of these institutes. So we have to remember, when we talk about medical, it is the Medical Council of India, Dental Council of India, India Nursing Council, Council for Architecture, college related to design, architecture, right? Interior, they come under this regulatory body. Bar Council of India, again, when we're talking about law, Pharmacy Council of India, Indian Council for Agricultural Research, right? All these colleges, when you talk about this IRMA and all, Rehabilitation Council of India, Central Council of Homeopathy, Central Council of Indian Medicine, sorry. So these are the regulatory, all the code of conduct, whatever has to happen, how it has to run, it all comes under these regulatory bodies which are governing, making the day-to-day decision, making the rules, regulation, norms, how these institutes would be running up. Okay, so just have a glimpse of it. Please write it down somewhere. These are the various governing bodies. Similarly, we have State Council of Higher Education, All India Council of Technical Education, AICTE, Distant Education Council, National Council of Rural Institute, National Council of Teacher Institution, right? Again, as we said, various kinds of regulatory body. Now, this particular thing can also come in abbreviation form. So what does CCIM stands for? So if we are well versed, so whenever you are making notes, write the abbreviation also, because whenever you are seeing, revising through the notes, it becomes, your recall rate becomes much more higher, right? So you can write, either it can may be asked in terms of abbreviation, or here they may give you various kind of, say for example, Medical Council of India, or they may give you Medicine Council of India, and then they may ask you which is the right one. So that kind of MCQ can also come. Next up, when we talk about technical education, So technical education, again, as we said, any particular field, any particular trade, craft, or profession, here we are talking upon, which plays a very vital role when we're talking upon creating skilled manpower, enhancing the industrial productivity. Now, here we will talk upon programs such as engineering, technology, management, architecture, town planning, pharmacy, applied arts and craft, hotel management, catering, technology. Okay, so here various kinds of degrees and diploma fall into it, right? Catering to various kinds of technological knowledge, again skill based manpower. The main motive is to create more of skill based manpower. Now, here we may find the zeal to cope up. The first engineering college was established in UP 1847, civil engineers at Roorkee, and three engineering colleges were opened by about 1857, the three presidency. We had just studied this in ancient history also. The first topic which we did in education system in ancient India's, right? So we have three presidencies: 1857, Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras, right? Similarly, in Bengal, the leaders for Swadeshi movement tried to start many institutions. However, only College of Engineering and Technology at Jadavpur survived in that. So here, when we are looking into in a very, we have various kinds of composition, engineering, management, law, medicine. We have various regulators. Now here we will remember all this names, 15 names, right? At least have the basic understanding, the keywords which are being used, right? And we have the various accreditation body, right? We have NBA, we have UGC, right? NAC is there, and we have various key players in the same thing. Next up we have is the Council for Architecture, which we call it as COA, right? Again, constituted by the government of India under the provisions of Architects Act of 1972, which came into force on 1st September 1972. So under the NEP 2020, the name of Ministry of Human Resource and Development was changed to Ministry of Education. Now, again, this becomes a recent event. MHRD has now been renamed as Ministry of Education. So please remember that during NEP, New Education Policy 2020, this decision has came in, right? Similarly, when we are talking about the various MOE funded by technical institute, we have IITs, we have IIMs, Indian Institute of Science, Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, right? Just remember few of the numbers I have already stated here, which are being funded at centrally, state level, right, and self-finance institution also. So how many we are having at present in India? So make sure, when we're talking about IITs, is it 16, is it 13, what is the exact number coming in? When we talk upon IITs, right now we are having 23 IITs in India, wherein we have more than 16 are full-fledged, established and operational from their own campus, right? So as per latest, what I have knowledge, we are having 23 right now. Other than that, again, please make sure before you go to the exam, please cross-check all these numbers, especially, right? Similarly, when we are talking about IIMs, right? Indian Institute of Management located in Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Bangalore, Lucknow, Indore, Kozhikode, Shillong are institutional of excellence. Now, again, this institute of excellence is a very, when you're talking upon center of excellence, institution of excellence, again, the main motive of establishing IIM were to make sure of imparting high quality management education and training, conducting research in the field of management. All the IIMs are registered society governed by the respective board of members, right? So Indian Institute of Ahmedabad, that logo I have put in here. Similarly, we have Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, right? Established in 1909 by Jamshedji Tata, right? Now, again, here it has overall second position in overall category of NIRF. We would be talking about NIRF ranking also. So all the recent names we have to remember in that case also, right? Similarly, we have various NITs. When we try to break it down, we have various NIT. So this was established on the recommendation of Engineering Personnel Committee, which was set up their planning commission in 1955 with various regional engineering college to each in east, west, north, and south. were set up in 60s. Gradually now the number has increased, right? In 2003, regional engineering college were rearranged as National Institute (NITs) and taken over fully funded institute, and they were granted deemed university startup, right? Over a period of time, now NITs have up to 31. This figure will check it again in case there are more being added for the same thing, right? Similarly, we have National Institute of Teachers Training and Research, which we call as NITTRS. Now we are having 4 institute of technical teachers training in Bhopal, Chandigarh, Chennai, and Kolkata from 1960s for polytechnic teachers to undertake activities in areas of education planning and management, right? Polytechnic colleges, now again in every city we hear this term, polytechnic college. So these are those colleges which provide skill based, say for example, technical diploma courses. Now say after 10th class they can enroll for various kinds of vocational training, vocational education system, which would again help them to understand the basic fundamental of the various knowledge system and help them to earn the basic bread and butter, right? So polytechnic people also opt for this. Then again it comes equivalent to that of 12th degree. Then if say for example they want to try and test how it is, and post to it they may enroll for various engineering and technical courses also. So what are polytechnic colleges? And we have National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research. Next up we have is skill development in India, right? National Skill Qualification Framework, which started in 2013. Now this gives the economy needs more of skilled workers. We have a lot of initiative taken by the Indian government currently, which is Startup India, Stand Up India. So here we are more emphasis is being given to more of job creators than job givers. Now again, as we are moving to the growing population, it becomes different. So here we are focusing more on skilled workforce which are there. More forms of employment can come, say for example education, healthcare, and our various service industries also. So the target group of skill development of labor force, including entering the labor market for the first time. So Government of India took the requirement for skill development and launched National Skill Qualification Framework, which is NSQF, which started in 2013. Right, here we have, you may have heard the example of ITIs. Do you know about ITI, anyone? ITI, have you heard this word before? ITIs.
Yes, ma'am.
What do
Industrial Training Institute.
ITIs? What do they teach?
Industrial Training Institute.
Sorry.
It is Industrial Training Institute.
Yeah, Industrial Training Institute providing various certificate courses. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone?
For industry workers, skilled workers.
Skilled workers. Now here, skill based, as we are seeing more of skill knowledge what we can have, right?
Okay.
Similarly, yes, sir. Similarly, so ITI, you have basic of the electrician work, carpentry, when you talk about women, so tailoring work, fashion, computer science, basic fundamentals. So at least post doing their ITI training, they can get the basic jobs such as data entry and all. Again, very important for, see, here we have seen the unorganized sector. Again, they don't know what to do, how to do. They may not be able to afford colleges. So here, skill-based education, vocational education is came into focus. ITIs are being set up, right, in small rural areas also, wherein they can get the basic understanding and earn their bread and butter. Similarly, you would have heard upon Pradhan Mantri Kushal Vikas Yojana. We would be talking upon it. We have Sankalp, which is skill acquisition and knowledge awareness. We have Udaan. Now, Udaan is again Udaan Institute. When we are talking about it, provides about various kinds of new age programs such as web designing is there, digital marketing is there, right? We have polytechnic schemes, which we just have the word, right? Various kind of diploma courses at very affordable rates are being provided. So here, when we talk about the scheme of community development through polytechnics, so a formal short-term employment-oriented skill development programs, which is again AICTE approved polytechnics, community, particularly in rural, unorganized, and disadvantaged section of the society. So when we are talking about the various haves and have-nots, so again, they may get equal opportunity to learn, to get the basic skills. Now, again, this training programs can range from 3 to 6 months. No fees is charged from the trainees under the scheme, and there is no registration of age group. So there is no age bar also in scheme for community development through polytechnics for trainees. Similarly, as we talk upon UDAN, is a program that was implemented by National Skill Development Corporation for Jammu. I'll just highlight this so it becomes easy for you to. Here we are focusing on, right, non-formal short-term employment skill training programs. We are focusing on it. It is definitely AICTE approved, right? And we are also talking upon the target audiences, the rural people, right? They may not have the equal privilege of doing it. Now, it is, again, the training here, we are focusing on 3 to 6 months. So whenever you are making notes, just highlight scheme for community and training development, non-formal slash short-term slash under unorganized rural, AICTE approved 3 to 6 months. So that way it will be easy for you to remember. Similarly, here we are focusing on no fees is being charged, and there is no age restriction also. You can just write age and put an oblique. So that way we'll understand that there's no age bar being given. Similarly, when we are talking upon UDAN program, right? UDAN provides, were implemented by National skilled trainings, right? Again, daily basic job, basic needs which can be fulfilled. They can get the basic skill set can be provided. The main focus is that. Similarly, when we talk upon Pradhan Mantri Kushal Vikas Yojana, anyone would like to talk upon it? Pradhan Mantri Kushal Vikas Yojana. What it is? We have heard a lot many times regarding it. Anyone?
Ma'am, this is again a vocational training kind of thing where
Okay.
it is given by the MSD. So
Mhm.
all I know is it provides certificate courses for skill enabled, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Others? Pradhan Mantri Kushal Vikas Yojana. This is the logo of it on the right, which we can say Kushal Vikas Yojana.
I think those who are completed in a degree
Mm-hmm.
does not contain any job qualities. They will provide extra job related courses.
Okay.
Suppose an BA students are there, they will train some of the spoken English and
Mm-hmm.
any other job skills like a computer applications or something. They will provide after that some employability. I
Oh,
think it's a skill based, madam.
yes, skill based, definitely, sir. Anyone else would like to add anything? It is a free course. It's a free course, yes, definitely. This Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana ke under, whatever are the courses being offered, definitely it's free of cost. And once they complete the same thing, they are being provided a certification for the same thing that serves as a proof that yes, they have this particular skill set. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So when we talk about Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, again, it's a very flagship scheme in India. Lot many, youth centric here when we are talking about this is to empower the Indian youth by providing them industry relevant skill training that will help them in securing a better livelihood, right? So again, better employment opportunity, better livelihood, more money can be made. So apart from training, the national skill qualification framework also imparts training such as soft skill, entrepreneurship, financial and digital literacy is being provided, assessment candidate provided through placement assistant providers. Now, through the present government is aiming to skill around 40 crore people by 2020 with Skill India program. Now here, when we are talking about the training program, so it is again aligned with various kind of national occupational standard, that is NOS, and qualification packs, right? Depending on the qualification or the criteria, so depending on which course you want to register, the eligibility criteria are different, but you need your basic Aadhaar card, you have to go to the center and you can get it registered, right? So here the main reason here why this program is run is again to build, encourage youth for understanding, learning the basic training program, making sure that the skill are developed with our youth, right? Similarly, when we are talking upon, there's this word being used regarding startup also, Skill India program. Similarly, there are lot many government programs being there, so there need to be a proper awareness regarding the same thing. Now here they have given the statements such as the lack of awareness among youth about the government run skill development program is one of the key obstacles, with about 70% of Indian youth is not aware about these schemes. Now again, recent study about the Youth India work by Observer Research Foundation, they have talked about this particular lack of understanding and knowledge regarding this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Okay. Okay. Next up, we have a few questions lined up. Below are the two columns given. A represent the stream of courses and column B represent the name of the courses, right? Now, stream A is professional, academic, technical, skill-based. Name of the courses: engineering, architecture, carpentering, sewing, medicine, law, arts, and commerce.
Option D.
Ma'am, D, option D.
Option D. Okay.
Option D, ma'am.
Okay. Option D. Anyone else? Any other option? Which option are you very sure about? Anyone?
Ma'am, skill-based engine, that is carpentering and
Swing.
swing.
Yes. One thing very.
Option D.
Yes. Yes, sir.
No, he was telling it is option D, ma'am.
Option D. Okay. Perfect. Now again, we can understand by basic, professional here goes with medicine and law. Just now we discussed technical university. Always remember engineering, management, and architecture. These are the very relevant, and now time and again we hear up in that, right? So again, if we go with elimination technique also, skill based, carpentry and sewing, as sir said, right? So fourth option, when we are talking second, only one is the right answer. Similarly, I can match. Professional here aligns with medicine, academic again, arts, commerce, definitely, technical, engineering, and skill based, carpentry. So here the right answer is option number D. Okay, now here are the few of the terminologies and abbreviations which are there, and acronyms which we talk upon. So especially for this and all the subject, there are a lot many questions which comes from abbreviation. They may write the right one or the wrong one and ask you to remember the particular keyword, right? Whichever subject are you dealing with, be it teaching aptitude, research methodology, when you're talking about education system, people, environment, also we have talked upon the various air pollutants and the gases, so that question comes in. So make sure whichever subject you are making notes, there should be one page of abbreviation, and whenever you are revising, going through it, please revise this also. AICT, very common, All India Council for Technical Education. CISR, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. HCP, highly cited papers, right? Again, research, Scopus, what is Scopus, what is inflibinate, right? ICC implementation of core committee, ISRO, MOE, Ministry of Education, NBA, National Board of Accreditation, NIRF, National Institutional Ranking and Framework, UGC University Grants Commission, when it was formed, statutory body, what are the rules, what does it do, governing bodies, that we have to remember. Okay. Next up we have is regulatory of higher education of India. When we are talking upon, right, so here when we are talking about the policy making department of higher education, we have Ministry of Education, we have Association of Indian Universities, Central Advisory Board of Education. When we are talking about accreditation, either we talk is NAC or NBA. When we are talking about the regulation, all those 11, 12 names which we have given, so UGC again is a regulatory body, definitely, but other than that, all those names which we had discussed in previous slide also is important. Okay. Next question we have on screen. National Commission of Higher Education of Research is an apex regulatory body for higher education in India. The independent regulatory authority for higher education will not be dealing with entry regulatory function of AICTE, MCI, and BCI as recommended by National Knowledge Commission in light of above statement. Both A and statement 2 are correct. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are incorrect. Statement 1 is correct, but 2 is incorrect. Which one? Just give it a try. Give it a try. What according to you is right? Am I audible?
Option 4 is bit unusual.
Wait, I'll just check.
Both have come like incorrect.
Okay. Let's eliminate option D. A, B, and C. Let's keep that because it's incorrect, incorrect, and second also both 1 and 2 are incorrect. We'll
Option C, ma'am.
C. Others, give it a try.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
C seems to be correct.
C.
Option C.
One is
Statement
correct.
1 is correct and
Two.
statement to be incorrect.
Second is incorrect. Okay. Others.
Option C, ma'am.
Option C. Okay. Here, when we're talking about the Apex Institute or the Regulatory Institute, here when we have seen them, right? Here, when we are talking about the policy making, yeah, regulation may here we are seeing say AICT can be there and these body. So somewhere or the other, when we are talking about the Apex level body, we have NAC there, we have NIRF is there, UGC is there, AICT is there, right? So these are the apex bodies. So statement one is wrong. And similarly, statement two, they will not be dealing with the entry level regulation functions of definitely they will have to deal with the basic regulatory function, because here when we are talking about say for example AICT, so anything which respect to technical knowledge, they have to deal with that, right? So here we the option number two, both the statement one and statement two are incorrect. Next up we have is accreditation for higher education, that is NAC. Now NAC is something which I guess now almost every institute they have started registering them for that. So you may be having hands on with what are the different criteria, how it is being, and again an apex body, autonomous body, how the various kinds of accreditation which is being there, right? So higher education sector ensures the quality for educational process with the help of accreditation agencies. For this, we have NAC in there, right? National Assessment and Aggregation Council. Again, it's an autonomous body established in 1994 by UGC, and currently the headquarters is Bangalore. And it was established as per the recommendation of New Policy Education 1986. The main function here was to assess and aggregate the various institutions of higher learning, various institutions, universities, colleges, and the other departments, schools, right? Institutions and programs. Now here we talk about the schools of various school of business and all that way. Regularly publishes the manuals, promotion materials for assessment and accreditation. Institute with cumulative score of 4 and above will get the top grades for NAC. Now again, they have the various 6 criterias, more criterias are there depending on certain criterias for research. Research has the highest marks, followed by e-governance. How does it go when we talk about the examination system, the student approach, how it is there. So again, NAC works as a accreditation system pan India, right? Similarly, when we have All India Council for Technical Education, we have All India Council for Technical Education, again set up in 1945 as an advisory body, and later on 1987 was given a statutory status by the Act of Parliament, right? So again, by the Act of Parliament, we will always remember the word called statutory, right? Now AICT approves grants for starting new technical institution for introduction of any such new courses. Currently it is headquartered in New Delhi and has 7 regional offices located in Kolkata, Chennai, Kanpur, Mumbai, Chandigarh, Bhopal, and Bangalore. So here in NAC, we will remember 1994 and recommendation of NEP 1986. Here we will remember set up in 1945 and statutory status was given in 1987. Here the headquarters is in Bangalore. Here it is at New Delhi. Again, it is responsible for maintenance of standard of technical education when you are talking about engineering, technology, architecture, town planning, management, pharmacy, hotel, catering, applied arts and craft. So AICT is responsible for that. Okay. With this, we'll just take a small break and we'll come back and talk upon more institutions, right? Apex bodies, regulatory bodies.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Can I say something on the NAC?
Yes, sir. Please.
NAC has recently dissolved grading system. There are no grades in recent setup.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There is a binary system of assessment, only accredited and non-accredited in the latest setup.
Okay.
And
I'll
what is further is, and there is no physical visit as far as colleges are concerned. They will be assessed online.
So online physical visits are
this
there.
is the latest development. Yeah.
So physical visits, I guess, are still there. They conduct. We have to submit all
They
these.
are in the
yes,
So
university.
that is online.
They are for the university.
For
For the
universities,
colleges, that will be done online.
for
Onwards.
the colleges,
Still, it
yes.
may be there,
Mm-hmm. But for
but
universities, yes.
that has been decided in the policy.
Okay. Done, sir. Taken. Okay. We'll come after a small break of 5 minutes. Okay. Seven o'clock, we'll start again with the sessions. Okay. I hope everyone is back. Shall we start? Okay. Am I audible to everyone? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I hope you all are making notes simultaneously as we are covering more subjects. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So humble request, please start preparing notes which you only understand, right? In your very own abbreviation, however you want to remember the various facts. As soon as you complete the entire syllabus or whichever the portion you're completing, start solving previous year papers. Right. Request ma'am will even share you the link for previous year papers also. So please start solving those papers. So you make sure that you know which are the points where you need to work upon, wherein you need to focus more upon that particular point. Right. So emphasize on that other concept whenever it is there. You have time because we need to get pass in the first paper. Then only I guess they examine your second paper, right? Your whichever is your specialization, my commerce management. So whatever your other specialization is there, so please make sure you pass this with at least try to attempt 32 plus your questions correctly. Right here we don't have negative marking, but make sure minimum out of 50, 32 plus 37 plus, make sure you are attempting it correctly, so it is your chances of getting selected would be much more higher, right? So that is why make sure your notes are there, revise it regularly, right? And solve previous year question paper. You know this area that okay, this is a topic which I may not have studied, or in our crash course, maybe you know one topic may have been skipped, or it might be another topic because there is a question being asked. Maximum, we all have tried to cover up the maximum portion as such, but still, it's my request. Please make sure that see through the syllabus, go through it, make your content wisely, whichever the notes which you're preparing, it is easier for you. Okay, chalo. Let's
Ma'am,
continue. Yes, sir.
ma'am, I had a question.
Yes, sir. Please.
You told you will be sending the previous year question papers.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be able to send the exam which you gave in January?
January. Actually, I
Yeah,
got the
because
link.
that will be big hand for us if that is there. Because
I
I
can
tried
check
searching
it.
many places, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm not able to get that. Except that I'm able to get other things, but not of this. But what I wanted, or all of us would be very happy to get is the previous year question paper, means this 2025, which took place in January.
1 minute. I'll just check the link which I have with me handy right now.
Hope its answers are also given, ma'am, in that, like solved ones.
Uh-huh. Answer. Yeah, answer is there. Oh, wait.
Thank you, ma'am. That
No,
will
no,
be
I'll
great
just
help,
check
ma'am.
for January. As you said, now I'm also in doubt. Wait a minute. I'll just
Sure,
check.
sure, ma'am. Yeah.
1 minute. Hmm. No, sir, it's still 21st August 2024. I'll still check for 2025. If it is possible, I'll definitely share the link wherever we all are being there on the WhatsApp. I'll just give me some time, maybe today, tomorrow. I'll try to find that, right? 2020 till 2024, I have August. That exam till that I have with solved examples are there, right? So try to solve that. As see, what approach I had done that time was, again, try to complete the syllabus, the entire syllabus as soon as possible, and uh, just go through many questions, because you'll have different perspective. Because here they just play with your conceptual knowledge. They make sure that we all know what is okay. NAC stands for this, it does this. But again, what they'll do whenever they're framing the various options for us, they keep it partially right, partially incorrect. So that makes us confused, like our concepts get shaken in that particular moment. So that we need to do. That confidence will get only when we are solving maximum number of questions. So here we are there to make sure your syllabus gets complete, but the practice session, however, dedicate. I personally suggest at least solve more than 50, 100 questions per day, because that way it will be easy for you. Just sit for 1 hour, choose, take any paper, any year, last 5-year paper at least. Make sure that at least you will have more than 10 sets with you. Make sure you are starting solving that. So you will also come to and sit, please sit with a clock, right? A stopwatch. Remove your phones, just sit with a stopwatch and see how much time you are giving. Is it 30 seconds or it is taking 1 minute? Because now UGC it making it a little easy, because they are giving you all together, the time is combined. Other than that, previously it was paper 1 ke liye will be getting separately time, and then paper 2 ke liye you will be getting time. So that way it was various difficult, because somewhere or the other, when we are talking about paper 2, it is our comfort zone. We have been studying it for last minimum 5-6 years. So somewhere we are comfortable. We have studied in our UG and PG, right? But paper 1 is somewhere where it goes little more tricky. So please make sure, even if you are dedicating more time here, but your speed should be there, because it should not be like you knew the answer, but again you did not have time to read that, or you did not land it up till that question. That would be much more sad. So now we have ample amount of time. We are almost in May 20th. So from now onwards, out of whatever time you are spending when learning this particular concept, ideally please keep around half an hour to 1 hour, whichever it is possible. Many of you would be working professional also. I know it is difficult, but before you start, or when you are exhausted with entire day, before you sleep, make sure you solve one paper and then sleep. Somewhere or the other, your heart will also be contented that you know where you are standing right now. So you will get more confidence day by day as the exam is near the round the corner. Okay. So we just now discussed the accreditation in higher education. We talked about NAC, All India Council for Technical Education. Okay. Similarly, we have National Board for Accreditation, that is NBA, again set up in 1994, established by AICTE. Again, it helps us in periodic evaluation of various technical courses and authority to recognize or de-recognize the various institutions or programs which are being run in various colleges and institute. The aggregation process is not linked to funding. Okay, so this is something which we'll remember. Then we have as accreditation board. AB is set up by Indian Council of Agricultural Research, ACAIR, in 1996 to mandate aggregate agricultural institution done by AP is generally valid for 5 to 10 years and is again linked with funding year-wise number of institution what is being aggregated at. Okay. Next up we have is IGNO, that is Open University, right? People's University, Open University. In past, what we have observed is there are questions been coming from IGNO also, right? So I have tried to include a small portion with respect to IGNO to understand basic understanding, right? How things work in IGNO, how it is being aggregated. And as I said, for your very own subject reference also, you can check IGNO content. It is really updated. So Indira Gandhi National Open University, known as IGNO, is a central university located in New Delhi and established in 1985 with a budget of 20 million, and it has been passed by IGNO Act of 1985 and run by Central Government of India. Currently, there are more than 4 million students especially when we're talking about distance learning. This is one of the pioneer institutes into that, providing high quality higher educational opportunities to all segments of the society, encouraging coordinating set of standards, distance and open education. Also act as a national resource center and serves as promotion to maintain standard of distance education in India. Right, and IGNOU makes the use of information and communication technologies, that is ICTs, for imparting education. Now, you would have heard upon Gyanvani, Gyan Darshan, Gyan Dhara, right? So, it also have this open university and promoter and coordinator for open and distance education system in our country. Here, when we are talking about the gross enrollment ratio, again, statistics which we talk upon, the ratio of number of students who live in the country and those who qualify a particular grade, right? So gross enrollment ratio talks upon specific level of educational regardless of age expressed in percentage of the population in official group, right? Here, when we are talking upon 18 to 23 age group of 2019 is approximately 30. This is an increase over the previous year, right? So here, when we are talking about how many people are there who have enrolled for the new courses, similarly, we have year-wise data of the dropout of the student also. We have data for gender-wise also, right? So please make sure that you go through that also before going for the examination, right? What is the ideal general ratio, age and all, right? Similarly, we have NIRF. Can anyone tell me what's the full form of NIRF? What is NIRF?
National Institute of Ranking.
Yes. And what does it do? Do you have an idea?
It ranks the colleges like how we have NAC. Similarly, we have NIRF, so we need to fulfill their criteria, and
Mhm.
likewise they rank the college. So all over India, so
Mhm.
like IITs and all these colleges come in top 50 colleges like that way.
Perfect. Others? NIRF? Ranking, we all, before we enroll for any college or otherwise we go to interview, we check the NIRF ranking, right? Now NIRF, again, it is being approved by Ministry of Human Resource and Development, MHRD, right? And when we're talking about NEP 2020, so which we are saying that, it has been changed as Ministry of Education. So now we are calling that Ministry of Education. So NIRF again was launched in the 29th September 2015, and the first list was released in April 2016. Now this basically provides the ranks to various institutions, and the methodology basically which it follows is overall recommendation, what has been arrived, and they have various broad parameters. Say for example, what is the teaching learning process, how is the research and professional practices, what is the ideal outcome, when they say, what is the outreach program, is it any social welfare, how you're contributing back to the society, when we're talking about things like inclusivity, right? The difference between the various age, caste, when we're talking about financially, the haves and have not, are we coming together as inclusive and holistic society, and the various kinds of perception, what you want to get with terms of research. So on the basis of that, we have the overall ranking. So when we are talking about currently, right, the top 3 institute in overall category, the first rank goes to Indian Institute of Science, which is in Bangalore. The score was 83.29. Similarly, we have JNU, second rank, and Jamia Milania Islamia of New Delhi, right? Similarly, when we are talking about the Engineering Institute, first goes to IIT Madras, Chennai, and then we have IIT Delhi, and third ranks overall NRF this year goes to IIT Bombay. Similarly, when we are talking about management courses, management institutions, first goes to IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, followed by IIM Kozhikode. When we're talking about medical institutes, we have All India Institute of Medical Science. We have second is Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research, Chandigarh. Christian Medical College, Vellore, Tamil Nadu. Now, these figures are also not the score. You don't have to remember particularly. So far, I've not seen anywhere the score, but at least you have to understand in recent general data, understand the top 3 colleges at least. Try to remember that. Okay. For law, we have National Law School of India University, Bangalore. We have National Law University, New Delhi, and Nalsar University of Law, Hyderabad. For pharmacy, we have first rank is for Jamia Hamdard for this year. Then we have National Institute for Pharmaceutical Education and Research. And then we have for Birla Institute of Technology Science, BITS Pilani, right? BITS Pilani goes third rank in pharmacy. For architecture, we have IIT Roorkee, IIT Kharagpur, and IIT Calicut. Right, IIT Kharagpur was the first engineering college when we're talking the first IIT in India is IIT Kharagpur. We can remember that also. Next up we have is Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, right? Few of the paper I've seen 1 or 2 questions landing up from this area also. Currently we have Rasha 2.0 also. So Rosha is implemented and monitored through institutional structure comprising of National Mission Authority, Project Approval Board, and National Project Directorate and Technical Support. Here the funding flow from central ministry to state government and union territories before reaching the various institutions, right? So we have Rusha at center level, state level, and institutional level also. Right here, you can understand we have National Mission Authority, Project Approval Board, right? Similarly, for state level, we have State Higher Education, State Project Doctorate, Technical Support Group. We have Board of Directors at institutional level and monetary things which provide with different kinds of fund. Now here the main functions of what they do is improve the overall quality of state institutions by ensuring conformity to prescribed norms and standards and adopt accreditation as mandatory quality assurance. They also adhere to various kinds of transformative reforms in higher education for planning and monitoring of state level and autonomy in state level university, providing various kinds of reforms in the terms of affiliation, right? Expand the institutional base of higher additional capacity, existing university institution, and establishing new institution as such, right? Similarly, currently we are having Rusha 2.0 targets is there. Increasing the spending of state on higher education at the percentage of DSTB of 2% and above, NAC accreditation by March 2020, part of mandatory quality assurance. Right now, again, as I said, what is the ideal gender ratio going on? Especially when if you have worked with NAC, they will ask you the number of outstation student, how much it is, the gender ratio, how much it is, whether it has been increasing or not. So that is the basic number of how many state affiliated universities, how much we can increase and decrease. Institutions that we will remember, right? Again, Department of Higher Education, MHRD schemes 2030, the ratio of funds between central and the state under Rusha is 65 for center and 35% to state. And again, the state funding ratio 90 is to 10 is for northeastern state, which is Sikkim. Then we have Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. The main objective here is for when you're talking about Rusha 2.0 is to reduce the regional imbalances and overall quality of excellence that is being provided, quality assured, and providing adequate opportunities for the underprivileged and educationally backward classes also, and including inclusion of women, minorities, and differently able person. Right. So again, in a nutshell, remember Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, RUSA. Right. Then when we are talking upon how we can bifurcate between UGC and Higher Education Commission of India, we have bases such as UGC will have chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and 10 other members. HECA will have chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and 12 other members. No provision for government to remove the chairman. Government can remove here, and UGC will disburse grants to university. Now here they are not disbursing any grants to university. This is we are giving it to HRD ministry as such. They can withhold grants of the institution and does not comply to directions and standard. Here they can revoke it. Retirement age here is 65. Vice chancellor fixed till 65. Here it is 70 years as such. Right. Other than that, here they have 2 years of cooling period for chairman, vice chairman, members. UGC, no provision for online application. Here we can have it. Right. So basic differentiation is being given how we can segregate. Affiliation of colleges to universities can be terminated for contravention of any of its regulation. It empowers and penalizes and even shut down the substandard institution in case of any of the student interest in case that is there, right? Similarly, deemed to be university. Wait a minute. Okay, let's do some questions before we do more. Let's leave that. Let's do few questions before we go to NITI Aayog. Okay, let's start till here. Let's practice few questions, then we'll discuss 2-3 more points. Otherwise, it's getting too much of theory coming in. Okay. Knowledge, skill, aptitude, knowledge, skill, expertise, skills, achievement, aptitude, and skill, experience, aptitude. NSQF, we have just studied in skill development, this particular name. NSFQ, organization qualification to series of levels of which one would be the right answer? A, okay. Others? Option A is the right answer. Knowledge, skills, and aptitude. We can refer that to NSFQ. Okay. NFSQ stands for National Skills Qualification Framework. Okay. Match the following. Lay down standards of legal education. Just now we have seen the various regulatory body. Maintaining the quality of technical education, maintenance of standard of teacher education, accessibility of quality and affordable medical education. Take your time. Try to figure out the answer.
D.
Option number D. Okay. Others?
D.
D.
Option B.
B or D?
D.
D for Delhi, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other answer? Everyone is agreeing with D? Others? Everyone is saying D. Any other answer? Which answer are you very sure of? Any of the options which you are very sure?
Medical education, E3, NMC.
NMC, medical education. Very good. National
Ma'am,
Medical.
legal education, BCI.
Okay. And NCTE, what does it stand for? Just now we saw NCTE.
National Council for
Love teacher.
Teacher education, perfect. AICTE, so I guess everyone is well versed. All India Council for Technical Education. Okay. And BCI,
Bar Council of India.
Bar Council of India. Okay. Now again, it becomes very easy for us to narrow it down, right? Now, the right answer is option number D. See, A ka Standard of Legal Education, Bar Council, BCI, Bar Council of India. Second, maintaining the quality of technical education, AICTE, right? Technical education, isi mein, within it has this term technical education. Maintenance of standard of teacher education, right? NCTE, first one. And affordable medical education, we have NMC, National Medical Commission. Okay. Next one, AICT, ICHR, ICPR, ICSSR. Take your time, think wisely.
A, ma'am.
A, okay.
Option A.
Option A,
Option A.
Option C.
option A, and option C. Okay.
Option A.
A. Again, which is very obvious and you're very sure of it.
And ICPR promotes research and philosophy.
C.
Okay. Option number C. C or third, which one?
C.
Promotion of quality of technical education.
Promotes research and philosophy.
Promotes research and philosophy. Okay. Okay, so if we narrow it down, I guess AICT, how many times we have discussed promotion of quality of technical education. Yes, technical education, we will always remember AICT, right?
Yes.
So A ka third is right. So we are left up with A and B. Next, which we are very sure B second hi hoga. ICHR is second, promotes research in history. Then we have two options, ICPR and ICSSR. Right? Now, when we are talking about SSR, we are having social science as an option rightly there. So even if we are using a basic common sense, that brings us, narrow it down to option number A, right? So as our maximum of the options are now, again, I may not be well versed. I'm not from philosophy. I may not be well versed. That third, ICPR is for philosophy. But as I'm sure of AICT, I'm sure for the social science, right? Research in social science. So somewhere or the other, again, it will be easy for me to narrow it down. Next, what of the following are not statutory bodies? Statutory say we will remember Act of Parliament, not statutory bodies. NAC, NMC, NCERT, AICT, NCTE, not statutory bodies.
Option A.
A and B. Okay. Others? Give it a try. Which option?
It's not. So I think it should be A and C.
A and C, maybe are confused. Okay, no problem. Others?
NCRT is definitely not statutory body. So
Okay. NCRT. So you're sure for option number C. Okay. Others? What does N C? Okay. What does NCRT stand for? Anyone? They have been reading the books entire school time. NCRT. CBSE students.
National Council of Education Research and Training.
Perfect. National Council for Educational Research and Training is NCRT. Just now, one which we studied is autonomous body. Few slides back. Statutory body we just studied.
option
NAC.
C should be the answer. A and C.
A and C. NAC we just now study. It's an autonomous body. Yes or no?
Yes.
Where did NAC went? See, NAC is an autonomous body established in 1994. So one option we are very sure here is option number A, NAC. Right? Other than that, where it went? Other than that, when we are talking about National Medical Commission, when we are talking at AICTE, again, we have studied it's an statutory body. Training center, teacher training center, that it's an autonomous body. So here NCRT and NAC they are not the statutory body, they are autonomous body, right? NCRT, especially when we are talking about the textbook, right? So this was established, NCRT was established in 1961, again an autonomous body, and it has been registered under the Act of Societies Registration Act. And again, it is an autonomous body, not a statutory body. So here the right answer is option number C, A and C. Okay. So let's just quickly do a few more theoretical part, right? And then we will take few more questions and wind it up. Eligibility criteria for institutions to be declared as deemed to be university. Now, again, it may come up as these are the criteria, whether it will fall under deemed to be university, central university. So has been in existence for not less than 20 years. Secondly, at least 3.26 CGP of last 3 consecutive cycles for NAC, right? Now, again, the criteria as Sarah said, I'll just check it again, okay? 2/3 of the eligible training programs accredited by National Board of Accreditation. That we have to keep in mind, and should be at the time of registration figure among top 50 ranks in any specific category for top 10 of overall ranking of NIRF. So that are the few of the things. Other than that, list of quality journals should not be less than 2 multidisciplinary courses, so not just one, but it should have multidisciplinary courses, not less than 1:20, with the faculty strength of not less than 100 teachers and minimum of 2000 students on its roll under the regular classroom mode. Not less than 1/3 being postgraduate and research student, at least 5 postgraduate department in existence in last 3 years, uh, shall possess academic physical infrastructure may be prescribed by the commission and relevant statutory body, build up in the area of not less than 30 square uh, meters per student. So here are the few of the criterias which uh, the UGC mandates regarding the deemed university, right? So ideal faculty ratio 1:20. For every 20 student, there should be at least one faculty be there. 100 teachers should be there. Minimum of 2000 students should be there, right? Quality journal should be there. Multidisciplinary approach is there, right? Courses should be there. So here should be at the time of among 50 ranks in either of any specific category or NIRF top 100 may they should be there. So these are the various criterias which are being given for deemed to be university. The next topic we have is corpus fund. So in case of institution not maintained or financed by the government, a corpus fund of 10 crores for existing institution and 25 crores for de-innovation institution shall be created and maintained permanently in the name of proposed institution deemed to be university by way of irrevocable government security. Now, the innovation institution talks upon innovation in teaching, research in unique emerging areas, right? So here we have a question. Dino innovation is characterized by ICT enabled pedagogy or teaching, focus on teaching and in research in unique and emerging areas of knowledge, focus on teaching and research on foreign language and their literature, state of art infrastructure. So what will be the right answer?
Option B, ma'am.
Option?
Option B.
Option B. Teaching, research in unique and emerging areas of knowledge. Okay, others?
Option B, ma'am.
B, right? So this is again a new terminology. Please note it down anywhere on the head of wherever you are making notes. De-innovation university. Here we will only remember this: teaching plus research, unique emerging areas of knowledge, and corpus fund of, again, if it is not mandated, 10 crores for existing institute and 25 crore in case it is focusing on any kind of research or unique and emerging areas of knowledge. Okay. Next up, now this you would be also studying in your research methodology, but be sure it can be again a club up between research aptitude and your teaching system. Scopus, what it is: a bibliographic database containing various kinds of extracts and citations, and covers almost 21,000 titles, 5,000 publishers, 20,000 are peer-reviewed journals, right? So what it is there. Similarly, when we are talking about the various kinds of indexing, how do we measure that? Basic knowledge with respect, which can be common in your education system, and research aptitude, maybe definitely it will be covered up. So be clear what is Scopus, what are journals, what is peer-reviewed journal. So be clear regarding that particular thing. Next up, which will we take, are various innovative initiatives by IGNO, right? First is Shakshat, which is one-stop education portal. Right now, here it is a content advisory committee for responsive subject, which consists of representative from various kinds of institutions, Kendra Vidyalaya, Navodaya Vidyalaya, and we have NCRT, NIOS, right? So these come together, common platform, and contents are being developed for free knowledge, right? Then we have is Gyan Darshan, again a joint venture by Ministry of Education, Information and Broadcasting, right? It was launched in 2024, our educational channel. Now, before we had this cable TV and all, we remember spending time on Gyan Darshan. Basic knowledge, they'll even tell you science experiments and all. So preschool, primary, secondary schools, information, right? What are the various kinds of courses available? So Gyan Darshan is a platform for that. Similarly, we have Gyan Dhara, again an internet audio counseling service which is being offered by IGNO, right? So student can listen to live discussion which is being going on, right? Similarly, we have is Gyan Vani FM radio conceived from 2001. Again, various kinds of teaching learning process which has been provided, especially when we are talking about our local channels, right? So even say, for example, if I'm in Gujarat, so they may be providing in Gujarati. So similarly, from time and again, Gyan Vani, they'll provide various kinds for very niche audience, and teaching learning process is being discussed, and they talk upon the various kinds of courses being offered, the government schemes which are being going. So they will try to create awareness even to the rural areas of it. Similarly, we have e-Gyan Kosh, a national digital repository maintained Indira Gandhi National Open University, again stores, index, prefers various kind of digital learning. You can learn basic what is Swayam, right? Swayam portal, again, what are the various MOOC courses which currently the university is learning, maybe endorsing online FDP programs and all that. So there might be, again, open learning, digital platforms. What are the various kinds of digital platforms currently we are available, right? When we are talking about what is Gyan Ganga, Shodh Ganga, what is Shodh Ganga? Again, it's a digital repository for various theses where you can find it, right? So basic these terminology, please keep in mind. Again, coming from academics, there's some certain terms we already come across. So just make sure that you know it, right? Similarly, we have Institute of Eminence, again a recognition being given for higher institutions set up by UGC in 2017. So it caters into 12 of which have already declared Institute of Eminence to implement government to empower higher education and health to become world-class training centers, right? So 10 public and 10 private institutions are identified to emerge world-class, when we have like BITS, Pilani and College. So they are being known as Institute of Eminence, right? Especially other than that, we can talk upon last Niti Aayog, right? It was being formulated on 1st January 2015. Again, the main purpose is participation in economic policy making. Government of India, chairperson again is our Honorable Prime Minister, established in 2015 by the NTA government to replace the Planning Commission top model, and it comprises of various chief ministers, right? And for selected from leading university for research institution, we have chief executive officer, 4 ex-officers, and 2 part-time members are there. So what are the basic reforms being done? What are the various action plans which will be there? How in terms of education, right? So again, a collaborative approach coming together, deciding how we can transform India in terms of here we are talking about Digital India, Atal Innovation Mission, again for startup, medical education reform, agricultural reforms, various kinds of committees, farmer-friendly reforms are being made. So again, a small nutshell, what is Niti Aayog? How does it work? How does it contribute towards education? That can be looked upon. So before we wind up, let's quickly solve a few more questions. We have discussed. Okay. In India, much of the central government expenditure on higher education is routed through National Council of Technical Education, All India Council of Technical Education, University Grants Commission, National Council for Educational Research. I repeat, please read the question twice. What will be the right answer?
Option 3. UGC. Option 3.
UGC, okay. Everyone agrees with UGC?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, in a very generic sense, जब भी decision making regulatory part आया, major thing के लिए UGC would be there. Technical education जब भी ये term use होगा कहीं ना कहीं nearby would be AICTE, right? In a very generic sense, I'm saying. So answer is UGC. Who described the education dispatch of 1854 as the Magna Carta of Indian education in his work A History of Missions in India?
Charles Wood, fourth option.
Okay. Others?
Four.
Fourth.
Four.
Fourth option. Fourth option. Any other one? Any other option? Anyone?
Option one, ma'am.
Option one. Option four.
Option 4, ma'am.
Four. See, now in these kind of questions, say for example, we have learned regarding, say for example, Education Dispatch 1854. But when things like this are quoted, particularly name, then section, again, uh, don't be very much think that it may be, it's okay. Sometimes they may go with very specific, or XYZ book was written, who has written that book. Now it may be related, not related with terms of education, or that period of time there was this one particular scholar. Now here also, when we talked upon Takshashila and Nalanda, we have specified these were the scholars. But other than that, randomly also you may get one name. You may have or may not have heard. It's okay, it's fine, not an issue. You can take. Here, the answer number one is the right one. J. Richer, in his book, A History of Missions in India, referred Education Dispatch as Magna Carta of Indian education, right, during his tenure. Next, the recommendation that no student should be allowed to specialize in teaching unless he had his BA or BSc was given by Yashpal Committee, the Knowledge Mission Commission, the Education Commission, and our Sarkar Committee.
Three, ma'am.
Education Commission, okay. Others?
Same, ma'am. 3.
Three, Education Commission, okay. Okay, right answer is yes, Education Commission 1964-66. Next, who among the following was chairman of University Education Commission 1948? University Education Commission 19. Dr. S. Radhakrishnan.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. IGNO hosts secretariats of SAR Consortium and Open and Distance Learning and a global mega university network initially supported by UNDP, UNESCO, UNHCR, UNICEF.
Option 2, ma'am.
Option 2, UNESCO. Okay. Others? Others, what do you think? The right answer is
Either one or four.
1 or 4. Answer is UNESCO. UNESCO is right. Okay. The main reason for low enrollment in vocational education courses in India, I repeat, the main reason for low enrollment in vocational education courses in India is high fee structure, lack of adequate infrastructure, unavailability of large number of vocational courses, wrong perception about vocational education among student and parents.
Maybe option 4, ma'am.
Option 4. Okay. Others?
2, ma'am.
Option 2. Okay. Others? Give it a try. Fee structure we already saw. Most of this Kushal Yojana, ITI and all the fees is very low, or it is negligible. It is not there altogether, right? So that is not an option. Unavailability, again, there are a lot many government skill India and all this, it is there. Educate infrastructure, kahin na kahin, we have better infrastructure or decent infrastructure. Answer last, the wrong perception about vocational education. Till now, when you even discuss with your peer and all, when you ask vocational education, they're still not very clear that it is focusing on skill development, right? So somewhere or the other, the awareness and perception is something. So say, for example, here the answer can be awareness also if given the option. So awareness and wrong perception is the right answer here. Okay. The Chinese scholar Ai Heng and Huang Skang visited ancient Nalanda University during 5th century, 7th, 10th, more than one of the above.
7th century, madam.
7th century. Others?
5th
Fifth
century.
century. First one.
1st, 5th, and 7th. Okay. Others, just give it a try. Are you replying over here? First option. 4th option. I request if you unmute and say, that will be good. 1st, 5th, 5th, 1st, 1st. Okay. Right answer is
7th century, madam.
7th century. Okay. Next up, we have as per NEP 2020. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Following this statement is correct. Which of the following statement is
Yes,
correct?
which of the following statements? Students can take up 2 board exams per year. Multidisciplinary education is encouraged. Coding will be introduced from 6 to 8 onwards. Or first and second, second and third.
First and second, ma'am.
First and second.
Education. 2 and 3. 2 and 3, madam.
2 and 3.
1 and 2, 2 and 3. Okay. Others? To
Sorry,
change.
ma'am. Earlier I had told one is not there. 2 and 4, ma'am.
2 and 4. Okay. No, just give me the option. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Which one? Option that way.
2.
2 and
Option
3.
2, ma'am. Yes.
This we already discussed. Student can take up 2 boards exam per year. I guess last class we had discussed. Yes. Multidisciplinary education, NEP is focusing on, definitely. We have discussed regarding credit-based system, wherein I'm studying some credit, not 2 credit, some credit. 2 years I studied chemistry, then I can combine that with management and all. That is an option available. Answer, the third option, coding will be introduced, is also right. Uh, if you have any of your nephew, niece, neighbor, anyone studying in 6th to 8th class, especially in CBSE, more than coding, they have also introduced what is artificial intelligence, how does chat GPT works. So in new education policy, students are learning all this in 6 to 8 standard. Coding, artificial intelligence, how does these things work? Okay, so here the answer number 4 is the right, all of the above. Okay. Which of the following was not a feature of National Policy on Education 1986? Which of the following was not a feature of National Policy on Education 1986? Operation Blackboard, emphasis on
Option 3, ma'am.
emphasis on adult education, mandating computer education, common school system for all.
3, ma'am.
Mandating computer education. Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but what was the answer for the Chinese travelers?
7th century, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Operation Blackboard we studied.
Option 4.
Option 4, common school system for all. Okay.
Three.
Computer education. Okay, now when we are looking at 1986, one thing that strikes in us is maybe computer education would something which was not mandatory, but here the right answer is option number 4, common school education system for all. Mandating computer education they have done in secondary education, right? So with meeting up with the technical engagement, they have focused on that. So here the right answer is common school system for everyone. Which of the following institution is responsible for open and distance learning? Open and
Ignore,
distance.
ma'am. Option 2.
Ignore.
No.
Look closely.
NIOS.
NIOS. Okay.
Yes. 3, madam. Option 3.
Perfect. Now see,
Yes, option 2.
read, that is why I'm saying read the question twice. NCERT, we just discussed for making books. Ignore, open education, yes. NIOS stands for National Institute for Open Schooling. And CBSE we have. So here the answer is NIOS. Okay. Next, Mudliar Commission, Kothari Commission, Radhakrishnan Commission, University Educational, National Education Policy, Secondary Education. Take your time, read the question twice and then answer.
Option 4,
First
ma'am.
one. Option 1.
Option 1, okay.
Option 1, ma'am.
Okay.
Option 1.
Option 1. Correct. It is Mudliar Commission. They are focusing on secondary education. Now, Mudliar Commission was 1952-53. Kothari Commission, we had 64-66, right? Which we also call as Indian Education Commission, right? And that recommended national education policy. And then last is Radhakrishnan Commission. Again, we call it regarding university education system. So right answer is option number 1. 1 ka A, second ka B, and third ka C option is there. Okay. We have more questions online. But with this, we will wind up education system also. I'm just sharing my LinkedIn profile with you. So in case you have any queries right after here also, in any case, right? So we would be, you can drop me a message, no problem, right? I am just sharing you my LinkedIn profile. I hope these sessions are helpful for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Very much.
Yes, ma'am. Wonderful.
Okay. But my simple request is please start making notes. Read it. As much you read that, it will be easy for you to recall in whenever we have the exam, right? So read that and solve as many papers, question papers you may enroll for test series also if you wish, right? So start practicing more of question paper. Basic you can follow and then match it up. Please adhere to the timings. Whenever you are attempting any question, make sure that it 30 seconds or something, make sure you are keeping that target, because when we are talking about data interpretation and all, that would take much more time, right? So when we are talking about people, environment and education system, there if we are clear with the concept, we are clear with the numbers, we are clear with the abbreviations, somewhere or the other it will be easy for us to recall and write the answer. So more time when we are talking about logical reasoning, mathematics, there we can spend more time. So here especially when I took people, environment and education system, it's much of theoretical part is there. And likely, please make sure you are updated with the number of universities, any new thing as sir has added to get today regarding NAC, so any of the thing which you are reading in news and all, please make sure you are well versed with what is happening in and around, especially any data for last 5 years or 2 years, anything new which has happened, who is the eyesight chairman of UGC or anything. Make sure you are well versed with the current affairs also, and this policies and commission definitely I hope would be helpful. Okay, thank you everyone. Your classes would continue from tomorrow also. Thank you. And in case you have anything, we can stay connected on LinkedIn also. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.